In this video, we'll finish up the Gemara, and we'll also read the two Tosfots that we didn't get to in the first video. So while we're describing the Pasuk Botzei Barech Neitz Hashem, so far we've seen the interpretation meaning that it means someone who blesses a mediator is hated by God. Number 2 was a thief who blesses is hated by God. And number 3, here in the gray, the yellow is on unit 3 already. Rabbi Meir Omer lo ne'emar Botzei ela keneged Yehuda. When the Pasuk in Tehillim uses Botzei, the Meir says lo ne'emar Botzei. We did not. The word Botzei was not written. Was not referring to ela keneged Yehuda. We said this is a double negative in normal. The word Botzei refers to Yehuda. Why? Shne'emar vayomer Yehuda el achav, as the pasuk says, Yehuda said to his brothers, Ma betza ki naharog et achinu. What is the profit if we kill our brother? This Yosef is in a pit, and the plan is to leave him there to die. Then Yehuda says to his brothers, what profit? The shorish betza, meaning profit, also said similar to greedy in the original pasuk. So when the pasuk says Botzei, it's kind of a reference to Yehuda, because Yehuda used this shoresh betza di ayin in his speech with his brothers. V'chol hamivarech et Yehuda hareza min ha'etz. And anyone who blesses, who praises Yehuda, is hated by God. V'al ze ne'emar Botzei berech ne'etz Hashem. So the pasuk would mean one who blesses Yehuda, Botzei, we said refers to Yehuda. Lo ne'emar Botzei ela keneged Yehuda. So one who blesses Yehuda is hated by God. We describe that this means that Yehuda, although he is an important hero in our history, his positive qualities and his influence can't blind us to the fact that he makes mistakes sometimes, that God does not want us to look at our heroes, even our religious heroes, as angels incapable of making mistakes. So if you bless Yehuda, if you try to explain why Yehuda's plan to sell Yosef is really a good thing, that's really a commendable thing, God is not a fan of that type of behavior. So what we'll do now for the rest of this video is read through the Tosfots that we had seen. The first one is on Daf Hey Amud Bet with the opinion of Shmuel. So on our worksheet, we saw a Mishnah in Masechet Bechorot that said that if one judge goes ahead and judges something and he made a mistake, the phrase in the Mishnah was Masha Asa Asui. What's done is done, and the judge, that singular judge, will pay for his mistake. He'll make up the mistaken judgment. So Shmuel initially said 2 judges, but Tosfot is going to infer that Shmuel really thinks that 1 judge is also okay. So we'll read Tosfot. So Shnayim Shadanu, 2 who judged. Hadinakat Shnayim, the fact that it said, that it taught us 2, Shnayim Mishum, because the Afilu Shnayim Havu Beitin Chatzuf. Even 2 judges, Havu from the Shorish Haya, even 2 judges are a disrespectful Beitin. Aval Hu Hadin Dechad Nami Dine Din. But Hu Hadin, it is also the rule, Dechad Nami, Chad from the word Echad, that one also, his judgment is considered judgment. His judgment is valid. That Tosfot is saying Shmuel really believes that 1 judge is valid. He decided to teach 2 judges to teach us the second half, that you might have thought if Shmuel had just said 1 judge is valid, but he is considered arrogant, you would think that 2 judges is not arrogant anymore. Shmuel was trying to highlight the fact that even 2 judges are considered arrogant, but Shmuel really believes that 1 judge is valid also. How do we know? That we ask on the next page, Rabbi Abahu, Dan Hadin. Dan Hadin is a reference to that Breita that we saw in our worksheet of the singular judge who judged. Coming up on Daf Vav, we use that Mishnah as a challenge to Rabbi Abahu. We don't have to worry about who Rabbi Abahu is or what his statement is, but we know that the Gemara used this Mishnah in Masechet Bechorot as ammo against someone else, trying to disqualify someone else's opinion. Ula Shmuel lo parich. But it never used, parich is the word ask, that the Gemara never used that Mishnah as a question on Shmuel. So the fact that the Gemara did not use the Mishnah, Midan Hadin, Midan Hadin, from one who judged a judgment, from a singular judge, the fact the Mishnah never used that ammo on Shmuel, lo parich, it never asked it on Shmuel, means the Gemara must have known that Shmuel agrees with that Mishnah. That if Shmuel didn't agree, it would have used that Mishnah as ammo, because we see it uses it as ammo against someone else. But so Tosfot is inferring it's not. Tosfot could be wrong. Tosfot is giving us a chidush. We said he's giving us a new insight of his opinion that Shmuel, who says 2, really thinks 1 is okay as well. So that's our first Tosfot. Our second Tosfot was dealing with the idea of Nigmar Hadin. We said that once the judgment is finished, the judges are not allowed to mediate. So we'll just take a quick look at Rashi. So Nigmar Hadin, Sha'amru ish ploni ata zakai, ish ploni ata chayav. That Rashi thinks that the words Nigmar Hadin, when the judgment is finished, which means that they've announced the verdict. Mr. X, you are innocent, or Mr. X, you are guilty. So Rashi thinks the Gemara is telling us, once the verdict is announced, the judges are not allowed to mediate. Tosfot gives us a different approach. Nigmar Hadin, iyata rashai livtsoa. Kigon, like, shekvar diktiku bedin hetev. They have checked after the judgment well, ukimo gamru et hadin. And it's like they finished the judgment. They're basically done. They're 99% done. What's missing? The lo michsar, from the word chaser, nothing is missing. Ella ish ploni ata chayav. All that is missing is Mr. X is guilty, that they've understood the case, they've kumo gamru atadin, they've basically finished. All that hasn't happened yet is the announcement of the verdict. The kevan dinit barer kolkach, since, from the shorish barur, since it is so clear, kolkach, it means so much, since the case is so clear to them, ein lahat oto, they should not, from the shorish ta'ut, like a mistake, they should not mislead him, la'asot pshara, to make a compromise. That if the judges have really understood perfectly the verdict they're about to announce, it would be misleading to suggest compromise. She'ilmalei hayayodea, ilmalei meaning if only he knew, hu yada, shenitbarer dino lizchut, so if Mr. X is about to be found innocent, and if Mr. X knew that he was about to be innocent, if he knew that it was clear, nitbarer dino lizchut, his judgment was clear for innocence, lo haya mitratzeh, he would not have accepted, he would never have been willing, lipshara b'shum inyan. He would never have accepted compromise in any case, b'shum inyan, in any situation. If Mr. X knew that if he just waited for the verdict, he would be innocent, he would never accept a compromise. So for the judges to suggest compromise to try to get him to meet in the middle is unfair. It's misleading. They should just announce the verdict that they've already decided and let Mr. X win the case. And Tosfot now quotes Rashi, Pirish b'kuntrus, Rashi, so kuntros means pamphlet, but this is how Tosfot refers to Rashi. Pirish b'kuntros, shekvar amru ish ploni ata zakai ish ploni ata chayav. That when understanding this phrase, Nigmar Hadin, Rashi understood it as shekvar amru. They already announced the verdict. And Tosfot said, V'lashon hashas, the words of the Gemara, the language of the Gemara, muchach kein bevadai, clearly supports Rashi. That Rashi is a good linguistic interpretation. Nigmar Hadin literally means the judgment is finished. And it makes the most sense to say the judgment is finished when the verdict is announced. But Tosfot says, aval kasher, but this is difficult. My bitzua shayach, hashta, what is the relevance? Shayach, like what's shayach? My bitzua, meaning mediation. How is mediation relevant? Hashta, now, achar shenifsak hadin legamre, now that the judgment is totally finished. So Tosfot says, Rashi's interpretation of Nigmar Hadin is a strong linguistic one, but logically it's difficult. Rashi is saying that according to the Gemara, once the verdict is announced, you can't try to compromise. You can't try to mediate. But that makes no sense. Once the judgment is announced, the case is over. One party is happy, will never ever compromise. Why would Mr. X, who just won his court case, decide to come to the compromise table? So Tosfot said Rashi cannot be correct. Even though Rashi is a strong linguistic proof, the logic makes no sense. So it must be that Nigmar Hadin means the verdict was decided, not the verdict was announced, because if the verdict was announced, this rule would make no sense. It would make no sense to have a rule that once the verdict is announced, you can't mediate. Once the verdict is announced, no one is interested in mediation anymore. Good luck on your test, guys, and I will see you very soon.